Welcome back to the Dropped Outdoors podcast. Lando, how was your last week in the simulation, my friend?
Oh, hell. Well, right now I'm just tired, but before that it's been pretty good.
Pretty good week?
Yeah.
You bust your ass today?
Yeah, today was today
There we go.
First stroke of the episode.
Right off the
Ta-da-ta.
Yeah, no, today was an ass whooping, but we made it through.
Well, I wanted everybody to notice I started that with the simulation because I want to ask you about the perfect scenario of the simulation. We've kind of went over it here, sitting here just bullshitting. We trade away Luka, the Dallas Mavericks by we. A few months later, we get the next great white hope, Cooper Flag.
Yes, sir.
How are we feeling?
Oh, freaking great, man.
So-
There's that little part of me tucked away that I'm very nervous. But other than that, I'm super excited. And that little part is still Nico.
Yeah, Nico, he's going to trade Cooper Flag immediately after drafting him for Bronny James. Future MVP, Bronny James.
Oh gosh, yeah, no. That's the part that scares me. It's not quite brawny, but just we don't really need that. We need somebody older that's got experience and
They want the geriatric squad out here so bad they can fucking taste it.
just trade him straight away for KD or something.
Oh, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed. I don't give a shit about KD. I mean, KD was great in his time. He's still good. I'm 35 years old. I know how my body feels. And he beats his up a hell of a lot more than I do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we have two greats for half the year.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them gets healthy, the other one's going to be injured. And when that one gets healthy, the other one's going to be injured.
Yep.
And I know this isn't a sports podcast, but
No,
I just wanted to.
Hey dude, that's part of our lives. We love that.
It was rigged or not rigged.
Man, it's hard to say it's not, but
That's fair. But I really don't care either way.
I don't care either.
I mean, part of me has felt the last few years the playoffs itself have been kind of rigged. I mean, and that's in all sports basically.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, this one's real hard. Why do you trade a prime top 2 player in the NBA, arguably could go down as one of the greatest to ever do it,
yeah.
for a guy with a walker and some, poker chips basically, and maybe a printer? You know what I'm saying? Like, we really got nothing for it. And then to come back 2 months later and you go from a number 11 to number 1,
Yeah.
1.8% chance. It's hard to say it's not rigged right there.
You can draw that thing 50 times and still have shitty odds to get first.
Yeah, I guarantee right now we could put 1 in 11 on a scroll wheel, randomizer, hit start, and we might get it one time out of.
Yeah.
1 time out of 100, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean,
It's-
it's hard to say it's not rigged, but Adam Silver,
Hey,
cheers,
appreciate you.
cheers to you, brother.
Thank you.
Nico, fuck yourself.
Yeah, you still fucked, guy. But
Nothing would make me happier than to get a ESPN notification right here on the podcast. Dallas Mavericks have moved away from Nico Harrison. Dirk Nowitzki is now the acting GM of the Dallas. Boy, we would shut this bitch off at 15 minutes. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It would be posted with 15 minutes and nothing else. Shortest podcast in our history.
I would be having a party.
Yeah.
Like, not many times that sports really would get me going, but I would lose my mind.
I'm saying you're not even really a basketball
No,
guy
no,
when it comes to your sports. You have all kinds of sports you watch, but basketball is one of your back burner sports.
Yeah,
And
no.
me and you've been talking about this like
Yeah.
nonstop.
No, if the Mavericks make the playoffs, I'll watch. I watch the Rangers probably more than the Mavericks, but I mean, it's still just mainly playoffs. Football I watch that one all the way through.
I'm about to say you watch every team.
Basically
Period.
every team, every game.
But say red zone's
Sun-
on unless
yeah.
the Cowboys are on, then the Cowboys are on.
Yep. No, that's kind of the way I view sports for the most part. But still, I mean, big news and stuff like that. I like my teams to,
Yeah.
and I'm hometown teams. It doesn't matter. There's no other teams that I'm like, oh yeah, that team right there that's 400 miles away from me gets me going.
And that's my thing. Everybody's like, well, who are you going for since Cowboys aren't playing or the Mavericks aren't playing? I'm like, nobody.
Nobody.
Like, football's a little different because I can be like, oh, well, I have Patrick Mahomes as my fantasy quarterback, so go Chiefs go. You know what I mean?
Fantasy football kind of keeps football on the front burner.
And that's why
exciting.
that's why I don't draft Eagles or Giants.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if they had the greatest players in the league. I ain't drafting them in fantasy because I don't want to cheer for them.
Yeah, I didn't have any stock in Saquon this year, which
Yeah.
definitely hurt the fantasy league teams.
It's gonna hurt you. You're not going out for a win. You're being a real fan right there. Because I want to say Saquon was available whenever I was picking, and I was like, nah, no, not happening.
No, can't do it. And he was a Giant. Now he's an Eagle. No,
can't do it.
then
Not happening.
Then he's going in and reverse hurdling people, throwing his butt at him and shit. It's crazy.
That really was one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my actually seen in my life. Like that was insane. That dude had to put up a 33 to 37 inch vertical
In full pads,
backwards,
full speed, and backwards.
Yeah, that was insane. Just the amount of athleticism. Like another one was Odell with the one-handed catch when he was damn near inverted. Hate Odell. I think Odell's fucking weird anyway.
Oh, he's a strange bird.
He's the next basket case that's going to happen where he takes his jersey off and throws it into the stands and shit like that.
Yeah.
But athleticism-wise,
oh yeah,
homeboy got it. Like, that shit was nuts. So, outside of sports, what we have going on the cameras, have we been looking? Have we been watching? I know I have quite a few around the house. They haven't been getting close enough to the camera to really see the stubbies.
that's where I'm kind of hung up right now. Like I started doing videos to try to see more of the deer, and the videos weren't doing it for me. I like to have the high definition, be able to blow it up, and it just wasn't cutting it. So I just switched mine back to pictures yesterday, and I think I'm out of corn now. So
I probably am too.
Gotta go. Actually, I don't know. You put yours in there what?
Well, I put mine in there last week.
Probably about a week ago. You should be okay, maybe.
I looked at it like 2 days later, 3 days later, and I can't see it in the pictures.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, did those motherfuckers go through 2 bags in 3 days?
Dude, they're eating more than your kids and shit are these days.
Other than Braxton, I would say. Like, it was insane because granted, I might still be okay. I just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But it blew my mind because I had it zoomed in and everything, and it just looked like a black peephole. There's no yellow in there, and I'm like, man, I really hope this is just the angle or something because 2 bags in 3 days, that's going to get expensive before the beginning of deer season.
Suckers are going to eat a lot. It does get expensive. We may need to go ahead and buy you a broadcast feeder and turn it down because you put let's say half a pound of feed out in the morning.
Yeah.
It's still going to bring them in, whether there's 7 pounds out or half a pound. So we may have to get you a broadcast, get it set up, and
take it out there and feed all fucking 30 of them that are coming in.
Yeah, all them damn some guns.
And the bad thing is I think we were about right. I'm going to have 2 shooters, and I think I only have about 7 bucks.
Yeah.
The rest of those are does. I need to go out there and kill some fucking does.
Hey, that's everywhere around here. They put these housing developments in, and it's way more doe than buck, and nobody shoots them. They're like, well, I'm going to shoot my buck, and I'm going to get that processed, and I'm good. We just don't eat as much, like, wild meat and shit like that. I mean, I do.
Well, say in general.
Yeah, as a population around this area, obviously, there's not as many hunters now because...
Well, see, and that's what blows my mind. That was going to be one of my questions I asked you, is maybe I'll rephrase it and go ahead and ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why do you think, your personal opinion, obviously no research involved, I'm kind of springing this on you, so you didn't have any idea. What is your theory on why we have decreased by, I think it was like 4.2% since 1960 on average hunters? 1960, there was like 14 million out of 180 million people.
Yeah.
And that was like 7 point something percent. Now we're at like 4.8% of the U.S. nation actually hunt or get licensed to hunt.
Yeah. Honestly, with me, I really think it's along the lines of, PETA kind of became a thing. It started making people seem like it's mine.
Is that you?
Yeah, it just needs spam, as always.
Sorry, fellas. We're recording this earlier than what we normally do, so we're still getting spam calls and everything else. And we both still have our phones on still just in case work does call because we're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yep, for sure. But sorry about that. But no, I think it's like the animal cruelty thing. Obviously, we know it's not animal cruelty, but I think it's been brought along with, killing an animal is now mean, bad.
That's what has the spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. And so it shies people away from it whenever, you you're not, if you're not educated and you grow up not hunting, then you really just kind of look at it and you're like, oh, they're just killing animals. It's not like that, you know.
I have a theory.
Okay.
And I kind of,
let's hear it.
And it's yours. I 100% agree with. It's not an argument to yours.
Yeah.
It's just one I've been kind of playing in my head, and I've listened to some people talk about stuff like this, and I've kind of built it up, maybe kind of like a conspiracy, but truly I think it's a lot more reasonable. So it really is a theory, not really a conspiracy. I think hunting, unfortunately, is becoming a rich man's game. So if you think about nationwide, there's not a whole lot of states left that have just pure public land. Everything's getting bought out. Think about Texas whenever we were 10 to 15.
Oh, yeah.
Think about right here in our own neighborhood.
I could 1,000 to 1,500 acres.
Mm-hmm. No
or
problem.
$1,500 an acre.
Yeah.
And multiple people had thousands.
Well, I could walk from my house to our buddy Tyler's house and not ever cross a road or a house.
Yeah.
And that's like 3 miles away through the woods.
Yeah.
There's no woods anymore.
No,
there's houses in between, everything like that. So my theory is there's so much land going up, the hunting's kind of falling out right there because, I mean, whenever you have 100 acres and there's 50 houses, that's, 2 acre lots.
Yeah.
You're not going to do a whole lot of hunting there.
No, nobody's hunting.
And then when you have the money to do it, these guys that have the land now, they have money to have the land because, like you said, $1,500 an acre versus $30,000 an acre now.
It's insane.
So they're going out and they're buying their hunting property. They might go spend $500,000 in a piece of land wherever to do it. But if I spend $500,000 on a property for me to hunt, you're not hunting on it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like between me and you would,
yeah.
but like me and you going to somebody randoms and saying, hey, can I hunt on this property? No. You're not hunting on this.
No.
So the good land, and I'm not even saying good land, the amounts of good land that are being bought are going to one person.
Yeah.
So now that's one hunter, where back in the day that might have been 10 to 15
Yeah,
hunters.
you would have a bunch of people go out on a lease and that would be what it was. And you're not wrong there, not at all. I would be interested to see like what the scale of like just strictly meat hunters to strictly trophy hunters is nowadays compared to before, because I think there was a lot of people that only shot deer to survive.
And see, that's my thing. Like, look at me, take me and you for a prime example. Now, granted, you eat 90% of yours.
Oh, yeah.
But you always try to get you a trophy.
Yeah, no, I would consider myself trophy hunter over meat hunter all day, every day.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've turned down buck to shoot a doe just because I want the meat.
Yeah.
And that was always my thing. So just right here, we're 50-50. But when I talk to people and I say something about, like I'm showing them the pictures of the deer or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you going to take that? I'm like, no, probably not. Like the looks they give me, like, why? Like, I feel like I am in a very vast minority
for sure
on that. So I have a feeling there's a lot of trophy hunters, not a lot of deer hunters, meat hunters. And I think that's kind of where you run into issues like we have right here, where I have 7 bucks total, 2 or 3 good, mature bucks, and 25 females running around. And you run into that issue because around here, 90% of people, most people around here, in my opinion, they just want to shoot the biggest one to say they shot the biggest one. And they're really not even hunters.
Yeah.
Like they're shooting them from their front porch or whatever when they see them.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like around here there really is that many hunters left.
No, there's quite a few, but still not even close to the amount that we used to have out here.
And I'm even counting, like I know our numbers have dropped on license sales.
Yeah.
But even those people that buy their licenses, I would honestly bet money that 90% of them, I'd say 70% of them buy it for one deer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's not a doe. If you're shooting one deer, 90% of the time it ain't a doe.
It's going to be a bug.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm partially that way. It just depends on the year. If I've got a ton of meat left over and I've got plenty of meat, I'm probably not going to shoot a doe. I'm going to go find my buck, take my buck, and that's what's going to get processed, and we're going to go on about our way. I may regret it come May, June, July. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of running low on meat. but I know that I'm not wasting any at that point. So it's a catch-22.
I will argue with you on that, on you talking about yourself, because I've seen so many times you've got your buck, you're done. Like you're like, I'm good, whatever. And somebody random call you and be like, hey man, I want to shoot a deer. I haven't shot one this year. And you're like, yeah, come out here. You can shoot 2 does if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Or I have this one right here you can take. Like you're real quick to help the population on your area.
Yeah.
Because you'll let people come out here and be like, yeah, come shoot a doe. Like Braxton.
Yeah, come on with it.
If Braxton wanted to shoot a deer, you'd be like, yeah, come shoot a doe.
Yep.
Like, so I have to argue, you might not shoot another doe or
They
another
will
deer,
be shot.
but you usually do your part on the population control. And I feel like that's where a lot of people fail. I hate to say the word fail because it's hunting.
It's,
You want to have fun,
Yeah.
but fail in hunting because they're going out for a 200-point buck and they don't realize like the repercussions that's having by not taking down some of the population. Or sometimes like I've wasted mine on like a spike and stuff, like trying to keep the area I'm hunting right.
Yeah. No, if you don't get in there and do the control of the does, the spikes. Typically, I don't shoot spikes.
Yeah.
I heard from a guy a long time ago. He's cleaned plenty of deer and done a whole bunch of stuff. He basically said, hey, have you ever seen an old spike? And I was like, well, not particularly. I said, but if I did, I would probably shoot it. Like I can tell.
Yeah.
But most of the time I see spikes, they're all younger, but they do happen.
Well, my biggest thing with spikes, and it's my personal, what I've personally seen, is almost every spike I have killed, there's either worms or something like that in the meat. Yeah. And I know that could just be my bad luck. I don't know it verbatim. I have never researched it. I don't care enough to research it. But there's always something wrong with it. Like the last one I shot, I mean, I can't think of what the disease was, but it legit had like skin falling off of it. Like it was rotting off.
Yeah.
And almost every spike I've ever shot, you can't eat the meat anyway. I've only had 1 or 2 that I could actually get through the meat because of cutting into it. And you know, I mean, you know what good meat looks like.
Yeah, you can tell.
And this shit's like pasty and pale. You know what I'm saying? And it might be perfectly fine, but I'm not eating it.
No.
I'm not feeding it to my family.
Not risking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the disease that's not a good thing.
And it's just my personal experience on spikes. So normally if I'm killing a spike, I'm not going to keep the meat.
Yeah.
I'll probably field dress it, look at everything right there, and I'll make my decision. 90% of the time I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and shoot a big bodied doe or something like that. Yep. That's where I'm going to get my meat.
Get your meat.
And normally on a buck period, if I see one that massive, I'm shooting it for the rack anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll take the meat off of it and everything, of course, but I'm not looking for that. But with the does, I enjoy it because I can be picky.
Yeah.
I mean, how many does do you set through for that one monster? My pickiness, I can take a look at 5 to 10 does a day.
Oh, easy.
And be super picky on what I shoot, where a lot of people, you might not even see the one you want all season long.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. When it comes to doe, I'm a lot more picky on, I want big frame. I want old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they stay tender. So it doesn't matter which doe you end up with.
Damn sure not hogs.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, the doe population has got out of hand though. That's a big thing. I've got right now, any evening coming home, there's 13 of them laying up in my front pasture.
Yeah. I've actually seen some coming in here.
I'm like, I can start taking them out, but I can only take out so many, and I can only eat so many. So that's where kind of I was excited about our giving back program, basically to the food pantries and stuff, because I'm overloaded.
See, I'm thinking about, I would like to get rid of maybe 4 at my house, 4 to 5, because if I can keep those numbers around, if I can I'm going to let Braxton take 1 buck. I probably won't take a buck on my property this year. Let him have 1. And then if I can get rid of 4 to 5 does, that'll put me at like a 7 to 10 split instead of a 7 to 15 split.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my thoughts on this year. So I might let, either some of Braxton's friends come out and
Yeah, no,
show
I
them
think
how
that-
to kill one or whatever. But
Yep, I think that would be awesome.
but that's kind of where my thoughts are on my property, which I haven't went over that with you, and I've made it very clear to everybody here. Like Landon's kind of my game management. He when it comes to whitetail, I don't make decisions for myself. I call him and he's like, well, you should do this or you shouldn't do this. But that's kind of what's in my head.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's on par with what needs to be done is cut the population down a little bit, get it a little closer to even.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say, oh, they need to be one doe to one buck. And I'm like, I think we can support a few more does.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I mean, there is a ton of bucks around here. They hide out a lot and they move around. So you don't see all the bucks on your property.
Yeah.
From sticking 3 or 4 cameras up on random ass trails, I'll have deer on trails that I never see come to my feeder. So you never actually know what the buck count is. The does, I can almost guarantee you're seeing all of them.
Yeah.
They're not elusive.
If I see one doe on my camera within an hour, I have seen 15 of them. Like they're there every night, same exact time. I mean, hell, I have about 7 or 8. I swear to you, they get there at like 5 o'clock in the morning and they stay there till like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like they just stay in that one spot for 5 or 6 hours every morning.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to have to wake up real early if I want to get one of them.
You're like, I got to beat them out.
Yeah,
right
those
here.
I'm going to have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to get out there and get set up before they get there. But
Oh man.
I do agree. Like where I live, there's no doubt in my mind I have more than what I see.
Oh yeah.
Just because I do have a lot of wooded area where it's easy to hide.
Yeah. No, and a lot of them won't. They won't ever come to the deer, the corn and stuff. So you never really know. I hadn't had one come across that I was like, holy shit, that thing's massive, and he didn't come to the corn. So I've been at least fortunate in that aspect.
Lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say good by any means because if they don't want to come to the corn, there's plenty of acorns, especially with the amount of rain we've had this year. They're gonna be nice and healthy and not show up if they don't want to.
And another big thing I've noticed this year, and I would assume it's been a gradual incline, not just me just now noticing it and it's like, boom, it's booming this year. I think it's been a gradual incline. There's a lot more homesteaders of people getting tired with the government issues going on and people not trusting the government, not trusting media. I've seen a whole lot of more people wanting to homestead. So they're bringing in chickens, they're bringing in hogs, and they're building gardens.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do, as soon as you plant a garden, those deer are going to find it.
Oh yeah, they know exactly where it's at.
So where what used to benefit me at my house was nobody around there really gardened. And my parents, they had like an acre of
They've
just
always
a garden.
had one.
Yeah. So you could walk out there any given morning and have 15, 20 deer in the garden on that just 1 acre slot. Like my dad used to have to run them out. Like, you know what I mean? So I have noticed a lot of that happening. So the downfall for us is that's a lot more food, just easy pickings for deer.
Yeah, they can go and get in there and tear it up.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's definitely going to be interesting the further we go on with the amount of people that keep moving in, because you're going to run these deer either out or they're going to be on such small pieces of property, nobody's going to be able to shoot them.
Yeah.
It's going to turn into like an urban hunting situation where you have to.
I'm honestly okay with that.
Hey,
Let me get my bow
cool.
and start slinging arrows. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I do think at one point we're just going to have to bite the bullet and go in together and get us a nice piece of land west or south.
I found one today, and this isn't very big. It's either a bow hunting or a small rifle, whatever. Way down south. I sent it to Ashley as a joke, and she was like, "Oh, that looks good," and I was like, "Not yet." I said, "We're just not there yet, but give it a few months, get everything in order, and it may happen." It was 10.5 acres in Freer, Texas. So Freer is one of the big buck capitals of Texas,
Of our area.
and in general, they've shot some over 200-inch deer and all that stuff out there. So it popped up, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "That would be cool."
That's the spot.
There's no water, no electricity, so we'd have to truck water in and build a tiny house of some sort with solar and all that shit, which just sounds like fucking fun to me, anyways.
And if we went in together, I don't think it would be too hard because we could honestly put a well in
Oh yeah,
because that would be, let's say, 25,000.
yeah.
I don't know how deep they have to be in South Texas
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
don't know
like that.
either.
Like there's some places around here, if you want good water, you're going 25, 30,000. Or you can hit, what is it, the Trinity?
Yeah.
Or the Brazos, whichever one's higher, and you get some pretty shit water. But I honestly think we went in together, we could make it work. Because a tiny house, that would be nothing.
No, not
And
at all.
especially for
I mean, I
essentially
was-
what we were going to use it for.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the line, not even tiny house, just a Connex, rig it out with AC, and put bunk beds on the side of it that fold down.
Like
and then
military cot type, just there
basically-
just to sleep.
Yep, and then we can drive like four-wheel if we wanted to leave like four-wheelers and shit out there. You can drive the four-wheelers into the Connex, and then everything
it up.
folds up.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down for that too, because you can get a Connex for $5,000-$10,000.
Yeah.
And
and deck it out.
we can do all the work on it.
You want to know how much that land was?
South Texas. What's the closest big city?
Deep South Texas is Laredo.
Oh,
Yeah, you're down there.
10 acres. I'm going to say, and I know I'm probably going to be off on this. I'm going to say 200 and, no, I'm going to go 320,000.
52,000.
Fucking.
I was like, hey, this is what, like, I don't need a big property.
Bro, we might want to do that right now and just do it because I guarantee a mortgage on that, you're looking at $1,000.
I think it was some crazy shit like owner finance for 2,700 down. Yeah.
We would be kind of dumb not to pull the trigger on that. Just tell you the truth.
Well, the only thing I'm sitting here looking at is like, once we get our shit together, it's going to open up a lot more doors. And those doors may be Ohio, your really big buck states that are like the sought after ones.
Yeah.
So like, oh, we may go find 50 acres up there. It may be 200,000 or 300,000, but that's a possibility that she's like, here,
Oh, Sugar Mama.
it's Sugar Mama. Yeah.
If you and Dusty want a place to go hunt, that way y'all can leave me the fuck alone. Here, take it and go.
She's already okayed it. I had to okay whatever house she wants, whether it's on 2 acres or whatever. I told her, I said, if we do 2 acres, I have to have a property. I don't care where it's at. I've got to have somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
She said, okay.
So are y'all looking at houses right now?
No, not yet. It'll probably be December before we start really digging in and looking, but
I must say, and even on 2 acres, the only bad thing is, well, I guess 2 acres would be enough because just our ideas with this, like you want a big ass building, period.
Yeah.
You want a big ass garage area, like
my shop.
Your
I'm
shop.
gonna have a shop, and that was
but
the
then
other.
we're putting the studio in there and everything.
Yeah,
so.
we'll have this like a table studio, and then maybe like some couches so we can all kick back and hang out and talk shit.
If we
want to
bring on 4 people, then
Yep.
we can.
Yeah, no, that would fit into that. Like that was my other requirement is
Yeah.
if we have a small piece of property, I've got to have a big shop on it,
Yeah.
whether it takes up most of the property or not. Like
And-
that's a requirement.
The best thing about Ashley, and if y'all watched the last episode?
Yeah, no, 2 episodes.
2
ago,
episodes
10.
ago, y'all got to meet Ashley. She is very chill in her own way.
Oh, yeah.
You set her off, she's a fucking firecracker, and she'll let you know you're a fucking idiot real fucking fast. But for the most part, she's super chill. And from what I've gathered, she just wants the property to look nice.
Yeah,
So the good thing for that is she really don't give a shit what you do. Build your shop and everything, but we're gonna have to take care of it.
oh yeah,
And I say we because I know if I have an in on that and she's letting me do shit too because she's gonna be footing the bill. She's like, nope, Dusty, I need this done and this done.
She will tell you.
Yeah, and I'm cool with it. So I know it's gonna be me helping keep up with that. But I mean, that is the one good thing about her is she's laid back and kind of
she's as long as like it makes sense and it's not stupid,
yeah.
she's cool with it. And she will tell me if it's stupid.
But say, and with her too, for the most part, at least from what I see, obviously I don't get pillow talk, so
Yeah.
there might be a lot of stuff outside of what my hearing is. But 90% of the time, like oh, I got a burp came up. Sorry, excuse me. Got a little hiccup burp all at the same time. Or what was that? Burp snort?
I've never heard that saying, but hey.
That's where you burp, you sneeze, and you fart all at the same
Oh.
time.
Normally, if I'm doing all that, it's a burp sharp.
I just blow up at that point. I just explode.
There's at least a shitted pants in there somewhere.
Exactly. No, but like the hog hunting.
Oh yeah.
Only thing she was pissed off about is y'all motherfuckers did it whenever I'm not here. I go to work and make the money, and y'all just fucking do all the fun shit, and I don't get to do it. So what it sounds like going forward, like when we book these trips to go on bear hunts or anything in states she'll want to go to,
Yeah.
we have to start taking the mamas with us.
Yeah. She's typically like, I mean, we talked about the next suppressor shoot. Oh, by the way, May 30th, right? No, May 31st, because it's on her birthday.
I was about to say 34th.
God
That's
damn.
pretty good, bro. But anyways, next suppressor shoot is May 31st. So if anybody wants to tag along, we mentioned that to her and she was like, yeah. So she's always down to do different things and join us and stuff.
Yeah. And the cool thing about her is she's not one that's going to sit here and fake it like she knows everything. She's going to be like, no, but I'm willing to learn.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how she is with a lot of shit. She's like, I have no idea what y'all are doing, but yeah, I'm in.
Or if not, she'll just sit around and read her book.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's how Amanda is too. Amanda, she's the first one to tell you, like, she couldn't tell you what 90% of these guns are. But by God, if you want to pull them off and let her shoot them and tell her about them right then, she'll learn every bit of it.
Yep.
So I don't know if Amanda's going to go with us. I did invite her, but being on a Saturday and her being a barber, that's one of her hot days. So I don't know if she'll go or not.
Yeah.
But I know she wants to go to some.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I think starting inviting them and kind of getting them into this shit and getting them a little bit more, I don't know, just having them tag along.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
I think it'll be fun. I think they'll have fun. We do need to, I mean, we have quite a few coming up, don't we? When's the NASCAR race?
It's over.
Oh, we didn't go?
We missed that. It was, there was a reasoning behind it.
We had so much shit fucking going on that it's all kind of, we have all kinds of plans for fucking YouTube videos and shit like that coming out. So I've lost track of everything.
Yeah, it was May the 4th, but there was some reason that it just fell apart.
I never heard anything of it. It must have been on your side.
Probably. Well, I think the ticket price kind of caught me off guard. That one threw me off. But I guess I could have probably just been like, hey, Mama.
But say Amanda was going to surprise me with Jesse Murph tickets.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if she's going to or not, but she's playing at a small venue in Dallas. And she knows how boy, I'm mad at you. She knows how I jam that shit. I have super tinted windows, so you're never going to catch me. But they were like $320 for any kind of seats. And it was like $200 for standing room only. And I was like, I'm down. And she's like, I don't know if I'm down. I love you, but I don't know if I love you $200 worth for standing room only. I need at least 5 foot of space, though, if my songs. I have about 4 songs of hers that I fucking feel.
I was just about to say, are they going to be able to keep you off stage? And I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think you would get into it. And I mean, even maybe you get invited. So then Amanda's trying to keep you off stage. Because you'd be out there jamming for sure.
Oh, I'm going nuts. It's standing room only is perfectly fine for me because I'm not going to sit down. I don't know what it is about her voice. She has that fucking Georgia Belle accent with that I'm a bad bitch thug fucking personality. And something about that Thug Belle thing going on. Boy, I'm in. I am in. And like, it's not like oh, you just think she's hot. No, I really don't find her that attractive. She's like fucking 4'11". I'm 6'3". I've never been really into real short girls just because of that reason. Yeah. It's a big difference. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah, not sure.
But boy, something about her voice and her music she puts out, dude. It's embarrassing.
6 to midnight,
dude. Yeah, it truly is, and I don't get embarrassed often. I've said some shit on here. I'm sure most people that watch us know I don't get embarrassed very often. But that one almost embarrasses me when like a song comes on and I just can't help it. I'm just like,
hell yeah.
Like fucking, how many times have I walked into your house with it on my phone
jamming the whole time, every time. I actually have it stuck in my head for the last like at least week because of you.
And Landon said, I've never even heard the song.
I haven't. I have literally whenever you've walked in and like had it on for a minute and then turned it off, that's the only time. Or are you singing it?
Dude, I don't know what it is. I get that thing and I'll wake up in the morning and it's in my head. And then randomly throughout the day, I'll just be sitting there driving down the road. I'll have freaking Giovanni and the Hired Guns on, jamming out some of his, like he has a song out right now, Quitter. Boy, I'm talking one of the biggest bangers I've ever heard in my life.
Is it a good one?
Giovanni and the Hired Guns, Quitter. If you haven't heard it, look it up right now. Pause the YouTube, look it up.
If I could play it,
Bro,
I would.
It has a Texas country feel like Gio has with his little outlaw attitude, but it also has, I would say, a Blink 182 punk rock vibe with it. Fucking epic, brother. Epic as fuck. A lot better than a lot of that country rap going on right now.
Yeah.
It's like a country punk rock, and that's one reason why I love Gio anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's always been kind of rocky with his country music. But that one right there fucking gets me. But I can be jamming that one, and I'll just, boy, ain't mad, boy. Ain't. Like, I don't know why it comes into my head.
Hits you. That's so funny. I mean, doesn't shock me a bit, though.
But it does. I do love that song. And she has 2 or 3 others that she has one called Son of a Bitch, and it is a fucking banger as well, brother.
Is it?
Yeah, it gets me. You know what? Can we, I don't even know if we could pull up Gio's new song.
I don't think we could play it just because I think it would be
copyright.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Is that what you're doing right here, Boardwalk?
Yes, that's what I was pulling up was what we were fixing to leave out to tomorrow morning for, actually.
Well, hit me a rundown because I'm already seeing a few that I like right here.
Yeah, so let me grab I can grab the window.
I mean, those 2 Saturday ones right there. That's enough. I mean, Rob Zombie is enough for me right there. Flyleaf.
Wait, Rob Zombie's in there?
Yep.
I have not paid enough attention to it to really know.
Well, you have Puddle of Mud, you have POD, you have Nickelback, you have Shine Down. 3 Days Grace.
Yeah, so we're bailing out of here tomorrow, bright and early, to go to Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland, which I've never been to Maryland, so
I haven't either.
I'm always in. And Ashley loves this kind of music and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not people that I haven't I've heard of all these people, or at least a good bit of them.
Yeah,
but it's
well, there's only a few that I would really I would go out of my way to see. And Rob Zombie's always one.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know that he was going to be there. That's fucking awesome.
Rob Zombie puts on one of the best concerts. Anytime he comes around here, me and Amanda go because Rob's one of her favorites.
Yeah.
Like, we try to go to the Twins of Evil tour whenever they were doing it, him and Marilyn Manson.
Oh, shit.
That's Amanda's shit. But Flyleaf puts on a hell of a concert. What I understand Chevelle does, Bush actually has some, musically wise, some badass music.
Where's that one at?
Right beside Chevelle. Up. Right to the right of
okay,
Hellstorm.
Bush, right
But
there.
say Chevelle will be a good one. Puddle of Mud will be a great one. 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper. See, I wouldn't mind listening to a little Bret Michaels.
Yeah.
But that's not one that I would really be on.
Is he like a guitarist or something?
Bret Michaels?
Yeah.
If he's no, he's if I'm not wrong, it used to be Poison.
Okay. I honestly like I said, this has never been my
Look up Poison.
My forte as far as music goes. So I'm out of my element. I listened to a lot of music whenever I was younger, so I'm sure I'm gonna know a lot more than I'm putting on.
Yeah.
I'm not a complete idiot, but I don't know names and I don't keep up with that shit.
Well, see, I get lost with some of the older stuff like Bret Michaels, but I want to say Poison in Bret Michaels is Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Okay.
Yep. So Poison. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was right. See, look at me.
Yeah, look at you go.
I'm smarter than you thought.
That seems to be a pretty good theme with the podcasts and stuff.
I know everybody thinks I'm so stupid, but he would be a good one. But like I said, there's only that song right there is one of the prime ones.
Yeah.
But you will have.
I mean, like I said, I know a lot of these
You're gonna have
bands.
Nickelback, Shine Down, 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper. Those right there on Sunday are going to be worth it. That'll make the whole Sunday good.
Yeah.
And then you have Saturday, you're going to have, I'm not real big into Hellstorm, but I know a lot of people love them. But regardless, you have Def Leppard, Rob Zombie, Chevelle, Flyleaf, and Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
Those right there are enough to make the whole Saturday worth it.
Good deal.
And I've heard of some of the other ones. I just don't know them that well, so I'm not going to speak on them.
And that's the way I am. I'm like, you know what? I know if a few of these people, I just love listening to live music anyways. That was what I did before. I mean, hell, I went to 56 concerts in
like 6 months,
6 or 8 months. Yeah. It was just an astronomical amount. I was going like 3 to 4 times a week.
dude. And that was the bad thing about that with you. I was worried about you.
Hey,
Because-
I don't blame you.
Well, we've talked about on here, you have a very addictive personality. You get into a hobby and that's your hobby. You fucking run with it. The bad thing about concerts is it's hard to go to, especially at our age then,
Oh yeah.
without drinking. And I was like, man, my guy's going to drink fucking 4 times a week. Like, I didn't want you turning into
yeah,
like
no,
that guy.
I get it. 110%. That is, it could have happened.
Yeah.
I've never really,
Say, luckily you've never been cared about the drinking.
yeah,
part.
as far as like, I'm addicted to shit like this and going out and doing things, stuff like that. But like, as far as I've never got into cigarettes, I'll smoke a cigar every once in a while, but it's not like an addictive thing.
It's not an every night
Drinking's
thing.
never been addictive. Like as far as gambling, like even though it kind of runs in the family a little bit, it never been addicting. Like the stuff that normally gets people doesn't get me.
But say my biggest thing, like nobody ever believes me. I've been gambling one time in my life,
I believe you.
and I know
'Cause I
because you
was
were there,
and it sucked.
I technically didn't even gamble. Like I had $100, and I was like, I don't care about spending it. I'll just, buy shots or something for bachelor party.
Yeah.
And Bradley was like, no, you have to. So I was like, here, just go put it on green 00 on the roulette table. I was like, put all 100 on there. We'll call it good. Then we'll leave. And he was like, no, that never hits. And he put it on something else.
I think he put it on red or black.
And then that motherfucker hit green 00. It would have turned $100 into like 1,800. And I was like, bro, we just had the best weekend of our lives if you would have just done what you were told. But of course, Bradley, that motherfucker don't listen to anybody.
No.
Like we can sit here and talk to him and he has no idea we're talking half the time. And it's not because he's deaf like you. It's because he don't care. I truly, I don't know if he listens to rebuttal everything or if he just really is in his own head and he's like, I don't know, whatever.
It feels like a different wavelength. Like he's listening so he can talk back, not listening to listen.
Yeah, I agree. We were texting the other night and we were talking about edits and stuff. And I was like, Bradley, you're the one that said we're going to edit. He was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yes, you did. And then he goes back and watches it because we're recording already on it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I did say we were going to edit right there on 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And I was like, I told you. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
and then I still don't think we edited anything.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think that one's coming out next week.
That was episode 4 or 5 of the Punchline Project.
Yeah.
If anybody wants,
check it out.
If anybody is listening to this that don't listen to that one, it's pure, just kind of unfiltered comedy. It is very offensive, and we kind of go out of our way to make it offensive. Like it gets pretty raunchy, but everybody I've talked to says it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty funny, even though if you're a tight ass.
Yeah, if you're sensitive, I don't know if I'd go that route, but I'd just stick here. But
Yeah.
if you got a personality and you like to talk shit, then it'd probably be up your alley.
If you like to talk shit, it's one of those.
So is it the Punchline Project or the Punchline Podcast or what is it exactly?
It is the Punchline Project, except on some social medias, because Bradley made the social medias for it and he runs those. And instead of asking, he is the host of that podcast. He is the main guy. He is the boss. We do what he says type situation. The only person he really talks to about anything is Landon, because Landon's kind of in charge of everything we do. So he should have everything up here.
Yeah.
But he honestly couldn't remember the name of it. So he just started writing Punchline Podcast and shit like that. And instead of asking anybody, he just went ahead and put it on there what he wanted to. And now he's like, oh shit, it's hard to tag all this because they're all different names. I'm like, yeah.
Yo, no, that part cracked. I was watching that video like as I was editing. No, what did I do on that one? Oh, I dropped the background. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
I was watching it whenever I was putting the background on there, and I listened to him go back over it. I was like, Jesus, man. I was like, that takes some talent right there to mess that up that bad.
That's a Punchline podcast, and I think everything else is Punchline Project.
But then isn't one like the Punchline Project?
One of them don't have the because it was taken, so he just put Punchline Project. I don't know. There's a whole it's a whole ordeal.
You have to go and watch the episode to actually get the rundown of what exactly it is.
It was a good 7 minute of Bradley talking and not like trying to explain the problem with tagging everything and how complicated it was. He is trying to work on changing it in his defense, but some of those things like TikTok, I think you can only change it once every like 7 or 14 days.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So he's running into some issues on having to wait because it is brand new. We've only been recording that one for like technically a month, but we've only been broadcasting on for
2 or 3 weeks.
I think 2 episodes total.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I
Yes,
do have
sir.
some questions for you.
Okay. Yeah. Hit me with them.
Kind of test your knowledge. And
Oh,
again,
shit. Here we go.
these are,
Never claimed to be the brightest crayon in the box.
nope. And they are hunting. And I just want to see where you're at on nationwide. This isn't just Texas. So what would you say? You know what? I'll give you the top 5. I have some of the top 10. What are the top 5 most hunted animals in the United States?
Okay.
And by United States, we are counting Canada, or not Canada, we are counting Alaska.
Okay.
I mean, it is part of the United States, but a lot of people forget about that because it's not part of the lower 48.
Okay. Just to put it into perspective here, are we talking specific species, or is there a broader thing, or should I just start naming shit and just shut the fuck up?
You know what? Just name the animal itself.
Okay.
And if it goes to and it matches, I'll be like, okay, I'll give you that. So I'm going to give you the top 5. I
Okay.
want the top 5. What you would think the top 5 would be in the United States.
All right. Whitetail has to be on there.
Number 1, whitetail.
Okay. That makes sense. Dove has to be on there.
Dove is not even in the top 10.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's crazy to me. Like, I would, and that's one of the most fun.
Migratory birds in general,
Yeah.
not counting waterfowl.
Yeah.
But
Waterfowl's off.
migratory birds in general is not even on the list other than one you could consider a migratory bird.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Yep.
That's
That's why I wanted to ask
strange-
this.
So strange to me. But anyway, so let's move on. Elk.
Elk is number 3.
Okay. And where I was going earlier, bear.
Bear is on the list, but it's number 8.
Okay. That makes sense. We don't really, I mean, I guess Alaska has moose. Moose? Where's,
Moose is not on the list at all.
huh.
At top 10.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Really wasn't expecting that to be like as big.
Yeah.
So we've got elk. Sheep. Is that
Not on the
not
list.
on the list? That's crazy. What the hell? So I'm guessing we've got to go back to birds. It's going to be multiple different birds, huh? So duck.
Duck is number 5. Duck and geese. Waterfowl
Okay, waterfowl
is
a whole.
number 5.
Okay.
Now number 2, I'm surprised you haven't got it. Number 4 is one that really got me though.
So are we talking predators here too? Does that count?
I'll give both of these are birds.
Son of a gun. Okay. So
Number 2, you're gonna be like, I'm a dumbass.
yeah, probably so. Sandhill crane?
Nope.
That one on the list?
It is not on the list.
Okay. Other birds, pheasant or quail?
See,
How do they?
pheasant is number 4. That's the one that kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
I could see pheasant on the list, but not in the top 5.
Yeah.
It is number 4 behind elk, whitetail, the other bird we're looking for, and above ducks and geese. I don't know a whole lot of people that pheasant hunt anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not really big around here. We used to have, which Quail Springs used to be a bird hunting ranch.
Yeah.
So that's why it's named Quail Springs. So that's, I mean, we used to have them.
Quail are making a comeback around here
Yeah,
finally.
no,
though.
I'm glad about that.
So the
What
number
other
2
bird do we freaking hunt?
I honest to God thought this would be the second one you would say. Right behind whitetail. I knew whitetail was going to be your number 1.
Yeah, no,
because that's your
obvious.
shit anyway.
Yeah.
This one I
Oh
figured
fuck, turkey.
turkey number 2.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm dumb.
So The next one on the list kind of threw me for a loop too, but when I think about it, I guess really not. Would you like to take a guess on what number 6 is? It is I mean, this might be too big of a hint. It is not a typical game. It's not a predator, but it's not your typical, I'm going to cut it up, field dress, and eat it. It is more of a sport or a hindrance.
A nuisance.
Yeah.
Nuisance. I mean, raccoon. No, those motherfuckers are my nuisance.
Yeah, definitely bigger. Yeah, they just don't like you.
It's just a me thing.
Landon has to fix his fucking feeder 2 times a week because we have one little Navy SEAL raccoon that army crawls up this bitch backwards, upside down, and then when he falls, he grabs all the wires and hangs from it and rips them all out.
Rips them all down.
This one's a nuisance at your house. Give you a bigger hint.
Nuisance at my people hunt squirrels? No, big. You said it's bigger. Big. Fuck, I don't know. I'm
wild hog.
Oh, duh. I don't. Dude, I hate this. Is where my thinking. Like, if you'd have given me a list and sat me down and been like, "Hey, go give me 5 hunting things." Okay.
Yeah. Well,
and then left me alone. But now that I'm on camera and we're on the spot,
well, I did tell you I have questions for you, but I didn't want you to know them for this reason.
I love it. It's great because I'm.
So wild hogs, I get it.
Oh,
after I think about it, but at the same time, I think United States. Now I'm like,
up north they don't have them.
They're number 6 on all of United States as one of the most hunted animals. But then you start thinking there are helicopters that people pay to get on to go shoot hogs.
Yeah.
I mean, look about it out here. I guarantee we could make one post on Facebook being like, hey, we're trying to shoot a YouTube video. If y'all have any hogs, can we come out and shoot it? People would almost pay you to come take care of them.
Well, and so I've killed 1 deer this year, and I've killed 3 hogs. 1 deer out here this year, and 3 hogs out here. So that obviously moves it up.
Moves it up right there.
I'm hunting hogs way harder than I've hunted.
I never even put 2 and 2 together on that. I mean, we could kill 10 to 15 hogs a year, where we kill at max 3, 4 deer. Is it 3 deer here? 1 buck, 2 doe.
1 buck,
3 doe.
3 doe. So 4 deer.
So 4 max. I never shoot that many, so that's why I'm like. So I mean, you take my normal go-to, 2 to 10, 2 to 15.
Yeah.
I mean that ratio. I guess that makes sense. Makes sense moves
to
it
me.
Up.
That makes sense.
So number 7 on here is muleys.
Okay.
Little mule deer.
I wasn't sure if they counted those in with the white. Well, I guess whitetail separated.
See, I think deer. It's with deer itself. I think there's so many different kinds. I mean, just think about Texas. You have like 6 different kinds you can hunt. I think that's why they did that.
So they didn't separate the bear out though. It's all just bear.
No, black bear.
Oh, black bear
is the last one on that list.
So no grizzly.
No grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is on there, but it's not in the top 10.
Okay.
But black bear is the last one on this list right here. So whitetail deer, wild turkey, elk, pheasant, waterfowl, wild boar, mule deer, black bear.
I'm really confused. I guess I'm just kind of getting into it, but I really didn't think turkey was that big.
Well, because we focus a lot on whitetail, and I'm a big predator hunter as well. So when I think about hunting and wanting to go hunting, it's always predators, like coyotes. I even put, like I said earlier, whenever you were guessing, it's not technically a predator, it's a nuisance. But I'd even put wild hogs in like that kind of scenario. Yeah. But turkeys, like I hunt during turkey season, but I'm not like a look forward to it all year round.
Yeah.
But there's people they get hard thinking about like shooting what is that called?
The Grand Slam.
Yeah, Grand Slam every year, like stuff like that, where I really don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
I would like to go shoot turkeys in different states, but it's not because I want to get a Grand Slam.
Yeah, it's just
the fun of doing
more.
it. Yeah,
to hunt more. Dove get me. That's a strange one to me.
Dove not being on there kind of got me too.
But
I don't know how many people I've invited to go dove hunting with me, and they're like, I really don't care to, or I've never been.
It's like literally one of my it's my favorite one to go do.
It's one of my top favorites too.
I would rather chase a whitetail if there was a good one, but overall, if you're like, hey, let's just go have a good day, go hunt this and that.
My thing with dove hunting, I think is I make a weekend out of it every time. So I leave out on Friday. I try to do a Friday night hunt, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning hunt, and then I come home.
Yep.
So when I think about dove hunting, there's so much that goes into it. I have a full weekend full of go hunting in the morning. I can go fishing. I can take a nap in the afternoon, whatever I want to do throughout the day, drink, whatever I want, and then go hunting again that night. Then you come back and you get to kick it and hang out with your friends all night long.
Yep.
You make a whole weekend out of it with your friends, and that's a lot of things that amplify it for me. And I don't think people see that. That's never been.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because mine's always been down south with the family. I literally walk out the back door of my uncle's house.
And doing the same shit I was just saying.
Then walk in, come hang out with my cousins, play video games like we're fucking 12.
Yep.
And kind of just to hang out. And so I guess that does kind of amplify. And then there's always a big ass, everybody gets together, cooks all the birds, whether
you have
it's
a big ass barbecue of some sort.
Yeah.
Yep. And people that's never been, I don't think notice that.
Yeah.
Which this year, I mean, I know you're going to go with me a few
Yeah.
times because we've talked about it. And I would like to go down south with you if you can work that in. I know it's family property.
So now, I mean, I hadn't gone the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, however many years it's been, because they had went to the city and tried to develop the entire property behind them. And I think that failed. So I think that they're going to be able to hunt it again.
We're allowed to go back.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about that. What was I about to say? I was about to say something. Oh, we need to take Bradley. Dove hunting.
I'm going to take Bradley up there to the dairy. He might have to use one of your shotguns.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple. We're good.
We'll take him up there and let him go. Bradley said he wants to go on the bear trip, so I'm going to let him go. I wouldn't necessarily suggest him shooting on the bear. I mean, he ain't going to be able to get a
he doesn't have a tag.
It's
too
anyway.
late. It was
But
April 1st.
I think it'll be fun for him to be a part of.
Yeah.
But nope, I agree. Dove hunting, I want to take him. Just maybe it'll be a weekend, us three just go, and Ashley and Amanda if they want to, and get babysitters and take off.
Just go.
Yeah. All right. So.
Here we go.
Do you know anything? This one's one of those that I've never heard of this in, really whitetail or anything. So I was going to ask you, because you're a whitetail guy, what is the 3-up rule in hunting?
3 up.
Yep.
3 up. Are we talking like just whitetail situations? I've never heard of it, but if I was going to guess 3 up, is it like 3 rules to like abide by, or?
Nope. This is what it says. Hunters are required to abide by 3 up. And that means 3 points, including the main beam counted as one of the points on one side, excluding the brow tine, the point immediately above the antler burr. So I was going to ask that because it intrigued me, and I was like, what the fuck is a 3-up rule? So I'm wondering if that's one of those that you have to have 3 points coming off of the main beam.
That would make sense.
Because, I don't follow that rule per se, but I do.
Yeah.
I didn't know I followed it.
Yeah.
But how many do you shoot that have the main beam and just one coming off? Like a little 4-point.
Yeah, there's not very many. It just depends on state. Is there a specific?
Nope, that was just in general, one of the in general questions of hunting, like rules of hunting.
Okay, that makes sense because if you're trying, like if I'm going to say you and you didn't know anything about hunting, dude, hey, stick to the 3 up. Like, after you get past that brow, make sure there's 3 points. That would be a pretty good rule because then you're gonna have, and then right there, and so now you've already got a freaking 10-point,
and you already have one that's usually mature.
Yeah, and so to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing,
that makes a lot of sense.
Sounds like a great rule. I like that.
I've never heard of it. I've never thought about it. I've never consciously followed it, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
But I've always followed it.
Yeah.
Like if you think about the smallest deer you put down, you probably followed the 3-up rule because I've never shot one smaller.
Yeah, no.
Not even on my first buck, I didn't shoot one smaller.
Mm-mm. No,
you're looking at a 4-point. That is it at that point that you're not shooting because outside of that, if you go 3 up, you're at least at a 6.
Yeah.
And
well, is 3 up considering the brow or is that?
Brow is excluding.
Okay, so you're talking at least an 8 point.
Yeah,
Which-
at least an 8 point. What did I say? A 6. Oh, I
A
said
6.
6.
But
yeah, at least an 8 point.
and I said 10. I was thinking like 3 up. So I was thinking not including your main beam.
Main beam is included.
Okay. So
but
that's
brow is excluded.
okay. So minimum of an 8. So that's a pretty good rule. I like it. I think it's good. I've shot one, and it was a large buck with lots of shit going on, and for whatever reason on that one side, he just didn't grow anything, and it had been 2 or 3 years that we had watched him. So
there was one of those. There was time to take.
it was
you.
time to go.
Well-
He obviously had some genetics that was off, but that was me knowing what I'm doing. And like I said, if that's talking to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it's a great rule.
And that was my next
I agree
question
with
right
it.
there, actually. So you kind of answered both of my questions. Is do you believe with the 3-up rule? Because I have to say, looking at this, I'm like, I will follow that.
Yeah, no,
like, I
I
get that completely.
I
So
think
you've
it's-
kind of answered that.
Yep, I think it's a great rule. Obviously, if you sit there and watch a deer year after year after year and he just doesn't change,
Yeah.
there's genetics wrong, and feel free to wipe him out.
But I thought, when I think about it, I think about public land.
Oh yeah,
So maybe it's your first time, second time ever hunting. You're hunting public land. You don't know exactly what to shoot. You know you want to get a big one, but it's getting down to the end of the year. You haven't got anything. I just want to, let an arrow
Yeah.
fly. If you follow the 3-up rule, you're going to be okay.
yeah. You're gonna shoot a decent deer that is at least somewhat mature.
Yeah. So that's where I was thinking about it on public land. I was like that, as far as the United States, because I was looking up like trend topics, like hunting trends that
Yeah.
people follow. And that was where a lot of these top 10s and
Oh yeah,
questions came in, because I was just reading these. They're technically not questions, but I've made them into questions.
yeah, hell yeah.
So-
I like it.
That was one of those. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
I feel like this is a really good situation. Like I know in the beginning I was just like, no, let's fucking wing it, and it's been great. Like, but having some stuff that is actually going to be very informative to the
Yeah.
audience, I think is great.
Well, that's where I was at whenever I was looking this stuff up. I was like, I want to try to find stuff that I don't know,
Yeah,
because I've been very clear. You are like the whitetail guru. I love hunting. I
Yeah.
know quite a bit of topics, like random topics, especially that a lot of people don't know, just because I get into rabbit holes on this stuff, like where I was with this. But I was like, these are going to be good questions to ask Landon, but I'm not going to tell him, because I wanted you off the top of your head, because I really wanted to know if you knew these, because you rabbit hole on hunting all the time. And I
Yeah.
was like, some of these that I don't know, I was like, that would be pretty cool.
yeah. No, I like that. I think that's a good one.
Next question.
I like it.
This one makes 100% sense, but I never would have guessed it.
Okay. Well, then I probably won't get
It was kind of like the wild turkey.
yeah,
It was like, oh, dumbass.
yeah.
What is the number one hunting state in America?
Number 1 hunting state,
I went
and
through,
this is any animal.
yeah, period. Number one hunting state.
Okay.
If you're going to go hunting, you can shoot anything you want to. Number one hunting state in America. I went through 4 guesses before I would have got to this one. But when I say it, you're going to be like, that should have been my number
Big
one.
whitetail. Let's just throw Colorado up there.
That is not it.
Okay. Is it a list of like
No,
okay.
this is just the number one hunting state and the fact of why it is the number one hunting state in America.
Okay. Then just Texas.
Nope.
Nope, not Texas. I'm gonna go through more than 4.
Think bigger.
Think big, like, oh, are we talking Alaska?
Alaska.
I mean, that makes sense, but I mean, who's going?
A lot.
Really?
Alaska is one of the number one sought after, like, you pay to
Oh,
go
yeah,
hunt.
yeah. No, of course, like, sought after, of course, but like, as far as
People going, it's one of the number one.
that's crazy.
So the reason it far surpasses every other state and national ranked hunters, offering an impressive 17 million acres of public hunting land.
Oh, yeah, no, isn't it like damn near twice the size of Texas or something
Oh, it's probably bigger than
fucking
that.
crazy?
Like
Let me
I look
that
at it, I look at, and I'm off the top of my dome right here, but I look at Alaska versus other stuff, and it looks like it's damn near like almost the size of the United States by itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
no,
fucking
it's
massive.
huge. You start. Yeah, it's 2.47
So
times.
I'm about to
the
say
size
two
of-
and a half times of Texas.
Yeah, that's
So it pretty much takes up the entire Northeast. all the way down into Florida.
Yeah.
With its one little kicker.
Yeah. Let's see here.
6,063 or 663,267 square miles. Continental US is only 3 million square miles. So it's almost a third the size of the continental US.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is insane. Like I said, it's one of those where you read it and you're like, that makes a lot of sense. But you never think about Alaska.
I would have never thought that it was well, my goodness. Where is this thing at? Holy cow. There we go. Look at me. Just slowly getting there. Don't mind me, guys.
It's hard to do this live,
Yeah,
fellas.
just wasting time. Just seeing how long I can drag it out so I don't have to answer any more questions.
I do say
Yeah, no, that thing's huge.
it is. I mean, you look at all the little land kickers and stuff. I mean, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah, no, I mean
17 million acres of public access. It's a lot.
that is a lot.
And if you think about the animals there,
Oh,
you can
got
damn near
you
hunt
got
anything you want.
anything. Yeah, no. That's
Maybe not ducks.
I'm sure there's ducks.
You think so?
Yeah,
Even
that's
with
where
it
they go
staying-
during the summer.
Oh, is it really?
I mean, they fly north.
Yeah, but
They fly south for the winter.
I didn't figure they would go like Alaska. I mean, that's
I
just
don't know.
always cold. You like cold. Like I would think that would be more like geese. But maybe
I mean, I don't know either.
I'm
I pulled that one out of my ass.
yeah, diverse duck hunting opportunities. Season typically runs early September to late December.
Huh.
So it's there during the winter.
Yep. That's crazy.
Okay, so whenever interior lakes start to freeze, that's when they start migrating south.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right, next one.
Beats me.
What are the top 5 highest percentage of paid hunting licenses issued per 100 residents?
The top 5. So like
Top 5
per
states.
states
Yep, top 5 states
per
with
100.
paid.
So
Yep.
we're talking okay, residents per state in the state.
And then you have your
By the state.
highest percentage of paid hunting licenses.
Okay, let's go because it's such a small population. Let's go Arkansas.
Not on there.
Damn. I think they own the most guns too.
Arkansas would have been on my list too, but it is not on
I
there.
was just trying to go with the small population. All right, Texas is on there.
Texas is not on there.
What the hell? All right. Who's got a bunch of hunters, man? They're up north, aren't they? Like
Mm,
northeast.
all of them
like
are
all them
very
freaking-
north, other than maybe one you could argue is not technically north. It'd be kind of a central, but I would still say it's still a northern state.
Well, let's. So I'm thinking because I'm thinking like maybe like your weird states up there that for some reason the population's low, but there's a lot of people.
And it is one. All of
I
these
think
are
the
one of
one
those
you're
states.
talking is like, maybe high, Kansas.
Kansas is not there.
What the hell? Holy shit! Dude,
You
this
have
is
to think a
crazy.
lot of these states, though, the hunting in the state might not be good, but they're really close to other states.
Oh well, I was thinking of it like per 100 in state, like the residents is what I was.
Well, that's
thinking
what I'm
more
saying.
or
Well, all it is paid hunters. Just because they got a hunting license, they're a paid hunter now.
less. Okay. Still doesn't help. That's not good. Other states that are close to states. I don't know. Is it Kentucky?
Kentucky's not in it. You're doing as bad as I was. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of
no,
glad. I thought this one I was 50-50 on. I was like, this motherfucker's probably going to rattle these off and make me look stupid as fuck.
No.
I never.
Indiana?
I got one of these.
Indiana?
Nope.
Oh.
I got one
Illinois?
of these. Nope.
What the? North Dakota.
North Dakota is one.
That makes sense.
Not the one I got, but North Dakota is one.
So if North Dakota is one, then South Dakota?
Yep.
That's going to have to be.
That is number 2. North Dakota is number 4.
Okay. So
You're still in the right area. Keep ballparking that area.
ballpark. Okay. So if we go down south of that, that's Missouri.
Missouri's not there.
Not there. Okay. So to the right of that is going to be Minnesota,
Not there.
Wisconsin.
Nope.
Holy shit. Those are your big like whitetail areas.
One of them that you're missing is blowing my. The one I got that you're missing is kind of blowing my mind. North Dakota, South Dakota.
Because it's Missouri, Kansas. Maybe I'm too far to the east.
You're probably too far to the east, and Kansas is way too far south.
So this way. So that's where I'm thinking Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Tennessee's super far east.
Yeah, that's a little further, but that's still starting to be in that general. I already said Arkansas. That's too far south.
Yeah.
What's up north of that? Kansas? Kansas City is in Missouri. St. Louis is in Missouri. What
Missouri's
the fuck am I
not
missing?
it. So number one's Wyoming.
Okay.
South Dakota. The one that I'm really shocked you didn't guess, Montana.
Oh. Yeah.
That was one of my first guesses that I got.
I was realistically, I think well, I guess you've got Denver. That does fuck me up. So whenever I guessed Colorado and it wasn't, then I basically in those just blocked those out because Colorado's not in there. Colorado's the big one.
Yeah.
But
well, North
they
Dakota.
got Denver that probably skewed it bad.
Yeah. North Dakota's one. And the one that I never would have guessed, that I said, I could see how you could argue this being a little bit more of a centralized, not technically north, but even though it is, Idaho.
Idaho, yeah. I mean,
you were beating around the bush with all your guesses.
So once you got out that direction, I really did. I counted them out because of that. But it makes sense. They've got small populations,
yep.
Lots of area, plenty of hunting to be had. That makes sense.
And I guess the easier way to put this is per paid hunter to population, they would make them rank a lot higher. Because one paid hunter out of their 100 residents.
So this is if you go buy a license for their state.
5 states with the highest percentage of paid hunting licenses issued per 100 residents.
Okay.
So it don't have to be in their state. It's just paid licenses issued.
I was really thinking residents, but that makes sense. Still shocked that Colorado isn't in there if that's the case. I mean, it has to be Denver skewing that much.
Just think about Colorado in the last 4 years. It's blown up like Texas. I guarantee their residents are through the fucking roof.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I'm having a hard time believing they're not somewhere in there because
they're not in the top 5.
Yeah.
That's all the list shows.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Cause that was the first one. I was like, I'm going to get an out of state license. Where am I going first? Colorado. And then I did Montana and Wyoming. I think that was it. Cause I think the other ones were outrageous. And I was like, I'm okay.
So this question,
here we go.
I want you to give me 5 of the top 7. And the only reason I'm giving you that is because I truly don't know what number 4 or what number 6 is. Number 6, I think I have an idea, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
The 7 hardest animals to hunt. Don't do that. 7 hardest animals to hunt. And this is worldwide.
Okay. Hardest animals to hunt worldwide. And see, the popularity is getting me too. Because like that really depends.
Don't worry about popularity on this one.
Okay.
Think about the difficulty of the hunt and being able to hunt them. Maybe the danger, everything. That's what this is going off of. Because some of these, some of them are very popular, but some of them are just extremely difficult. And the 2 main ones I'll give you, number 1 and number 2, I will give you the reasons why they are so difficult.
Grizzly.
Bears is on there.
Okay.
That's number 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give you that.
So we're going from there down. All right. So I guess I'll start spitting shit out just because. Mountain lion?
Close relative, not a mountain lion.
Okay. So big cat, like a panther.
Big cat guaranteed, not a panther.
Not a panther.
This one I could be throwing you off, but I don't think I'm going to. It is number 1, but think Africa.
Yeah, the lions was my next.
Lions, tigers, not it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so cheetahs.
Nope.
What the hell kind of big cat is out
You're
there?
beating the bush.
Brother. Leopard?
Leopard.
Okay.
Leopard
those are
is number
elusive.
one.
Those are elusive.
Leopards are neither big nor tough, but why they are so difficult is they have blinding quickness, and if wounded, they are one of the first predators to lie in wait for anything that follows to jump them.
Oh, shit.
So if you injure a leopard, they will hide and lay down and wait for anything to cross its path that they think is tracking them, and they will jump you from the back and just basically take you out. So
That's sketchy.
They are number one hardest animals to hunt.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Elk?
Elk is number 3.
Yeah.
Very.
That's
I mean,
difficult.
that one's very normal on why it's difficult.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to get up there.
yeah, you have to go where nobody else is going to really get a good one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Number 2 kind of threw me for a loop, but once I read the reason why, you're going to be like, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, difficult hunts.
So you have 3 out of the 7. Give me 2 more, and I'll ding 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 you. Count you as a win.
Okay. I want to think like I'm going to like I want to go Africa or not Africa, but freaking
You have another good African
yeah.
one.
There's I'm sure there's good African ones. I'm sitting here trying to think. Not Africa. What's the other one? Australia. Even though there's probably not any there because I don't think there's a whole lot of hunting.
I don't know. If it helps you out, again, there's 2 I don't really know what they are. One I definitely don't know, and one that I think I kind of know what it is, but I'm not 100%. And if I am right, you have no more predators on the list.
Okay, so nothing's gonna and everything in Australia is gonna kill your ass.
Yeah, everything kills you in
including
Australia.
the fucking kangaroos.
Yeah.
So screw that.
Right. So none of these are real predators.
Okay.
They can kill you,
Yeah.
but they're not predators.
Okay.
And if y'all are watching this, please, by all means, comment your answers down below.
Let us know what you think. What is moose on there?
Moose is not.
Okay, because that's going to be another big one. And I think the only reason I don't put them in the same category as the elk is because you see so many videos of them hanging out in the city.
Yeah.
Like, why is this thing here?
Yeah. Moose are just like don't give a fuck creatures, I feel like. They're just gonna go where they want to go.
Yeah. Okay. So let's backtrack a little bit. Mule deer.
Nope. And honestly, you have after elk, you have no deer relatives of the ones that I do know. One of them could possibly be one, and one of them I have no idea if it is or not.
I gotcha. Is your bighorn sheep up there for the same reason?
Not a bighorn sheep, but a mountain goat
Okay.
is number 2.
Yeah.
The reason a mountain goat's there is if you don't drop it straight in its tracks, you're going to have a very difficult time recovering it. And most people do not recover goats that they shoot that have any chance to run away.
Yeah.
Because you have to think, if they're on a mountainside, you shoot one, they're gone.
Yeah, they're
You're
gonna
not
go
getting there.
down the mountainside, and then you're
They're
gonna
either
die
down or
trying
they're
to
going to
get
go
'em.
up
Yeah.
after you hit them. And you're not going to be able to get to them anyway once they bleed out.
Yep.
So that is
makes
number
sense.
2 hardest to hunt because
Okay.
of that reason.
All right.
So you have 1, 2, 3. So leopards, mountain goats, elk. Number 4, I have no idea what it is. Number 5, you're going to be like, okay, that makes sense. Number 6, I think I know what it is. I'm not 100% sure. And then number 7 is bears. So you have one more to get 4, 5, or 6.
Okay. Let's see. Difficult hunts.
This one again, think Africa,
Yeah.
but not predator.
Yeah. That's kind of. I was like, it's there. Elephant.
Nope.
Not elephant.
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like elephants would be very easy to hunt just because of sheer body mass.
Yeah, but then they're gonna come at you.
I mean, but they have those fucking elephant guns that they will drop an elephant on one shot. It might drop your fucking shoulder blade into your asshole too, but they
All right. Other animals that are out there, non-predator. You're gonna be looking at wildebeest,
close. No, but close.
water buffalo. Then
Cape buffalo.
okay, makes sense.
Cape buffalo
I was
is
like
number 4 or number 5.
I could have said either one of the buffalo or that.
So this is the one I have no idea. An eland?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's also Africa.
I have no idea what that is. Is that a deer relative?
I feel like it's a deer relative, but it's an African deer.
Okay. And the other one I do believe is a African deer type as well, but I could be wrong on it too. Okay, yeah. So it's just like one of those
The spiral horn ones.
Spiral horn.
What's
It looks like more of a goat.
is
than
it the so is it Do you have pictures of over there?
No.
Okay, so if I'm correct, this being there, I would almost put the.
So it's an antelope.
It's not a
Eland antelope. Okay.
What the hell is this thing? I don't know why I want to say like kudu, but I don't think that's all right. Kudu. No, that's not the one I was thinking of, but that one's a cool one too. What? It's white, and it's got a little red on it, and then they're really tall horns.
I know what you're talking about.
That's not it though.
No.
Okay. Well, what is it
I
then?
don't think so. So a roan and sable. Roan and or sable.
Yeah. Nope. No idea on that one.
So if you want to look those up, I would like to know. Roan is Roan, and then of course sable is just Sable.
Roan antelope.
So like I said, I thought it was a kind of a deer type.
Okay, so I guess I could just window capture. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
So that is a roan.
And then what's the other one?
A sable, but I think it's the exact same thing. It's just like
They're a little different.
a little different, not a whole lot.
And then there's your buffalo.
Yep. But those are your top 7 hardest animals to hunt.
Okay.
And on the roan and sable is because those motherfuckers, like, they can get off the ground in like 0.3 seconds.
Holy crap.
So like you shoot and it's an instant dodge.
Yeah,
basically.
they're just quick.
Now the other ones, like a Cape Buffalo, that makes sense.
Yeah, they'll kill your ass.
You're not shooting that with a 30-30 in it doing
No.
anything. You know what I mean?
No, that one will kill you.
And then the bear and all that made sense to me too. All right, so I have 2 questions with this one.
Okay.
So this one's really more of African animals. What are considered the top 5 hunting animals in Africa?
All right. So you're gonna start off. Lions got to be one.
Nope.
What?
Oh, no, lion is one. I
Okay.
apologize.
I was
Yep.
like, how? Okay, lion. What is it?
I'll give you this one. Leopard is another one.
Yeah, your leopards. That's crazy though. I don't know. I haven't.
It'll be elephant, rhino, buffalo, lion, leopard.
Okay.
I'll give you those because I want to get your thoughts on this. If I said, Landon, I'm paying for you to go to Africa, what of the top 5 are you hunting? Do you want to hunt? What are you picking and why?
Honestly, I'd probably just stick with lion because that's like. So you're talking leopard. Like, I don't know. I guess if you put me in that situation, I want to shoot a mountain lion at some point. So
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense to kind of cross over there. But in my head, I'm thinking leopard. I'm like, it's cool.
Yeah.
The fur's really cool, but like,
That's fair.
yeah, you know what?
I just wanted your top of your head.
I think it's got to be leopard because leopard's got the coolest pattern. Rhino, like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that giant thing? Like, I just don't know. Elephant, same thing. Like, even if I had a house big enough, I'm like, it's just a big ass fucking animal.
In the buffalo, in my opinion, I can kind of hunt those almost anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you're not going to get like a Cape buffalo or stuff like that, but you can go many places and hunt like a water buffalo.
yeah.
But mine would be a rhino
Yours would be a rhino.
for the sheer fact of I know multiple people that shot elephants. I know a lot of people that have shot lions.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that shot buffalo. I've never really asked about a leopard because I've never really thought
I've
about
never
it.
really thought about
I
it.
kind of intrigued now because of its being so hard to hunt.
Yeah,
But a rhino, I don't know anybody personally that has ever shot one.
no, I don't either. I
And
mean,
I'm
I think it's
thinking-
cool, but
Could you mount that?
yeah,
And I'm thinking, well, I'm not thinking, could you mount that? And I'm thinking, if you did, a European mount
dude, a European
of a
mount
rhino,
of a rhino
would be dope.
crazy. That's a Jesus.
So that's where my head went. And of course, I've had longer to think about it than the
Yeah. No, that's a cool
0.6
one.
seconds I gave you.
But
But that would be my rhino reasoning, is because I'm thinking if I mounted that, I would want a European mount that. And how
holy
dope
fuck.
how dope would that be to be hanging above your fireplace right there?
All right, that's crazy.
Like just I mean, that's a woolly rhino, but it's the same concept. I mean, how dope would that be to have a rhino
it's got to have its horn.
It's going to have its horn, yeah.
As long as it's got its horn, like, oh, that's a fake Amazon skull, but
a Penplax rhino skull. But no, that's my thing. Is I would think it would be dope to have a European mounted rhino.
Yeah, no, the Euro rhino would be a pretty sick one. Like, holy fuck! Can we put
a hippopotamus skull would be dope as hell too.
That's awesome.
That might have to get on my list. A pygmy hippo. That thing looks freaking terrifying, brother.
Dude, the hippo looks
terrifying. I ain't gonna lie. I'm halfway thinking about buying one of those. I mean, I know it's expensive, but it's a lot less expensive than going on the hunt itself.
Yeah, exactly. Then you could at least say it.
Yeah, I'll make up my own story.
No, that's pretty cool. I understand that. I think I would still go leopard just because in my head, I'm like, I already have like put together how I want to shoot or hunt. I know you do it different ways with a mountain lion, but like I've already done that one in my head. I'm like, okay, I could see me doing this.
A mountain lion, I'm not taking a bow.
No.
I am gonna take a rifle, but I want to fully stalk a mountain lion.
So they've stalked them. There's some stalking hunts. Those aren't as normal as the dog hunts.
But mine would be the reason I want to stalk it is I like the story more so than the trophy for me personally, because I like to listen to myself talk. Hey, let's start a podcast. So with that, I think a mountain lion itself, one for me physically, would be a success.
Yeah.
Just to do it, not even to kill one, to do it and be close enough to be able to, I would count that as a win for me. It's kind of a mindset thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, the stalking itself, I think would make for a cooler story if you got one. And I think you'd have a lot more of a danger to it.
Oh, yeah. Danger, a lot more meaning. And it would, I mean, just like going after a deer and chasing it for weeks and shit on end and then finally getting it done. There's a sentimental value to that story and everything else that goes along with it. I guess and see, I've thought about it and I'm like, I could do a dog hunt. But I mean,
a dog hunt would be fun for different reasons. There'd be a complete
it's just
cool
go get it done. You chase it, it goes up a tree, you place your shot, and then it's done. But
I mean, you're downplaying that. Watching those dogs circle,
bring
one to a run, you're chasing after those dogs on a four-wheeler or a side-by-side. That has a story in itself that would be interesting to be a part of.
Yeah, no, I still want to do it. I'm not saying like I'm downplaying it as oh no, I don't want to do that. But like the stalk, if you can get that stalk done, you're talking probably one of the top 5 hunts that you could ever go on.
Yeah, and my thing, and of course we know this, and I think we've said it on here. One of our biggest reasons for starting a podcast wasn't to start a podcast.
Yeah,
we don't. And would it be cool to do this full time and be able to do hunts and shit? Yes.
So, but one of ours, and pay us for it, or just send me free shit.
Or just give us shit to review. But the main thing we wanted to do on this was tell our stories.
Yeah.
Do what we normally do. We were going to put it on there and we have fun doing it.
Yep.
And the story on that, would be dope.
They're bar none. I'm so excited for hunting season.
I'm ready for that bear hunt. So this one is my last question. I'm going to circle back around to whitetail.
Okay, good.
This is
so dumb.
I'm going to go ahead and give you this. This was shot in Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
What is the heaviest whitetail on record to be shot? This one blew my mind because when I think about whitetail, I do not think of this weight.
I feel like I've ran across this. Is it 462?
400, not 62.
Is it 438?
431.
Okay.
431 is what it was scaled at. Approximate estimated weight would have been 540 pounds. That's
good.
100% alive.
Yeah.
That is insane to me.
Yeah. No,
I shoot whitetail here and I will throw them on my shoulder and walk them back to the house. No issues. I'm not throwing 540 pounds on my shoulder, even 430 pounds on my shoulder.
I think you could throw at least like 250 on your shoulder pretty easy and do it.
By myself, probably.
You're
250 to 300.
You're selling our deer a little much there. Like the big deer around here is 150.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Deer around here.
But like, we know how strong you are. You've done the strongman stuff and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So like, whenever you say, "Oh, I can throw these deer around
That's
my shoulder,"
fair.
I'm like, you could throw a lot of. I think you could probably throw me over your shoulder and carry
That's
me
fair.
around. But
I'm
our deer are
thinking-
like lightweight.
Yeah, no sweat. When whitetail around here, no sweat. By myself, I can pick one up by right behind the front legs and toss it over my shoulder, and I can walk 200-300 yards and be okay.
Yeah. No, they're
This right here, I don't even know if I could get 431 pounds of dead weight off the ground to my shoulder. And that's because I'm thinking about deadlift wise. Deadlifting, I can deadlift a little over 500 pounds,
yeah.
but that's off a bar that's raised up off the ground. A deadlift from a dead weight laying on the ground, I don't know if I could
It's
get
not
that
happening.
up. Yeah, I don't know if I could get
I'll
that
give
up.
you a good example of it's not happening. We killed a hog that was half that size.
Yeah, at max, I put that hog 300 pounds. And that motherfucker was tough.
Dead.
So that's just one of those things that I'm like, it doesn't even register how big that deer is.
Yeah, no, and I think that falls in the same line with me as freaking moose. Like moose are way bigger than horses. That's crazy to me.
Elk,
Yeah.
even elk. Like I see some of these pictures and I'm like, that's photoshopped. And they're not. They're real pictures. I have a picture of a guy I follow on Instagram where he killed a moose, right? He has its head propped up straight. He is laying in the rack like this, like he's in a hammock, kick back for his picture. And I'm like, there's no way that's real.
Yeah.
And then you start looking it up and you're like, some of these moose have 8-foot freaking spreads on them.
Yeah.
You're like 8 foot. I'm 6'3". I could lay in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and
Yeah, no, they're
elk are
huge.
the same way. I mean, some of those things have 6-7 foot spreads on them that, and I'm not talking like the biggest elk in the world or biggest moose in the world either. I'm talking about just stuff people shoot.
Yep. I don't know why this wasn't on your list there, guy, or any of your lists for that matter.
What is that one?
The red stag, they're in New Zealand.
None. They were not on any of my list.
And they are huge. Look at this. Right there.
Thing's fucking massive.
Yeah, no, they're ginormous. I don't know why I didn't. Beep. Yeah, no, freaking huge. But right along the lines there.
Yeah.
Like that's another one. They live up in the mountains. They're in New Zealand. There's maybe a few other places in the world that have them, but for the most part, if you're gonna go hunt a red stag, it's in New Zealand, and they have an amazing rack.
And New Zealand is a lot of public as well too, is it
Yes.
not? Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought. Here's another one for you, just as far as just massive.
Yeah,
Non-typical. Okay, so non-typical whitetail still, and based on the Boone and Crockett score,
yeah.
it was shot in Missouri. Highest score of a non-typical.
It's either just over 400 or it's 380.
The biggest one that I have on this of a non-typical, 333 7/8 inches.
That makes sense. I was trying to. So that's probably.
And again, some of these could be
Yeah,
off.
no,
I
there's-
was just
there's
Googling.
I think there's some of them out there that are like were supposed to be world record type deer, and I think they got found out that they're farm raised.
Let's say
And
these
there's some other crazy shit that's gone on.
these are considered wild
Yeah.
scored animals, so they had to have been killed.
yeah,
Because this on the exact same where it says non-typical, it says there has been estimated where this one is not the smallest in Missouri even.
yeah,
It's the biggest one that has been killed in Missouri registered.
yeah. No, that makes sense. There's others. So the
Pull up a non-typical 333 inch score. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly how you would say that. That kind of didn't roll off the tongue right.
Non-typical whitetail. Images. Is it this one?
I have no idea what it was. I don't have a picture. I just want to get an idea of 333 points, man. And those are huge.
Arkansas.
Colorado.
We need to go to M's.
Yeah, we're going to Missouri.
IJKL.
That's what I said.
Isn't M next? Maine.
Yeah, Missouri is where it was at.
Maryland.
Michigan's kind of
Michigan's is huge.
underwhelming. You thought it was huge? I thought it was underwhelming. I guess because it's so straight.
Oh, I guess I'm looking at it as more of a typical than a non-typical there. That makes sense.
Mississippi's looks like a fucking tree. Look at that bastard.
Yeah.
That was Missouri.
Yeah, 330.
Yep, 333 and 7/8 buck score.
Yep.
1981.
Yep. 1981. It doesn't look like 333, but it definitely is.
I mean, that thing just has shit going everywhere. Could you imagine
I'd shit.
being in the bush and your fucking tree starts moving?
Shit my pants.
That is insane. Non-typicals, I know you're a typical guy.
Yeah.
Non-typicals, I want a non-typical so bad, and I would be happy with the 150 to 200 point. I don't even need this monster just for my wall, because non-typicals, in my opinion, are so fucking beautiful because it's more of a natural raw look to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. They're deer. It's a natural raw look, period. But there's something about a non-typical that just lights the fire for me. Like that thing is, I mean, exactly what the word says. That is so non-typical that you don't see it.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a non-typical, it kind of gives you that one of one.
Oh, yeah.
Top
No,
feel.
I agree. Dude, that's why this one, I like this one so much. He looks like a lot of typical, but like some of the stuff that he has going on, like off on this side, and then just the sheer mass in different areas. Like he's
About to say
big non-typical.
the mass itself is the big difference, because you look right here versus right here in the same exact spot. I guess that would be more right here.
Yeah, right there.
Like this one, I can't even wrap my fingers around and touch them, and then this one I'm overlapping like crazy. Like I don't know that. There's just something about it that
Dude, when that one first showed up on my camera, I about shit everywhere.
And you know,
Why am I not able to put that thing?
oh,
up?
you're caught the your muffs. You caught your ear muffs on this side.
Let me go.
My armpit's rubbing all over the speaker. My apologies. Oh, you're good now.
There
You
we
should
go.
be going
Look
in.
at that. Look, we got it. We got it. And we're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So, and see, in the same. No, not the Kansas King.
And I think it's because everything I do, I don't want to be normal. Like I
That's-
like to do everything a little bit different. So when I see these non-typicals, it's just one of those. It still scratches that itch of that's not what you normally see. I like that.
Yeah, no. So this one right here, he's not the world record holder. He is the biggest deer. But
And that's just a typical whitetail, or
That
is
is
that
a
in
typical-
general the
that is-
biggest beer?
that is the biggest typical whitetail ever shot in history. But scoring, so whenever you get into big ass deer like this, there is they're gonna take your ass out if you're not in the crowd.
Yeah.
So the Hansen buck is the current world record holder.
Mm-hmm.
And then they scored this one, but then they took one of his main points and considered it a non-typical, so it counted as a deduction instead of adding to the score. So this one right here is like,
How do you score that non-typical?
I don't remember exactly how it went.
And I know we only have this one angle, but looking at that bitch, you're like, that's about as typical as you get.
Yeah, no, so the Milo Hansen buck is the current record.
And I know whenever I think of typical, I think of very simple, basic. Tell my son, 12-year-old, draw a picture of a buck.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to draw. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But saying I do know everybody that knows hunting knows that if you're not a big name, you're going to get kind of screwed on the scoring system.
Yeah.
Whenever you get up to those top numbers.
Yeah, they do you a little dirty. But anyway, so this is the Milo Hansen buck.
Yeah.
It's the current world record holder. The king buck is bigger and should be the record holder, in my opinion. I've watched a bunch of stories on it and dove in and picked it apart. And I'm like, yeah, that one definitely. But he wasn't the guy.
Let me ask y'all this. Everybody's watching this, listening to it. If I clip it for TikTok, what is, in your opinion, should the king buck be ranked number 1?
Yeah.
Or do y'all agree with the, nope, it's non-typical? Do your research. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I'd love some feedback because I haven't ever talked to anybody about it because I've typically, we're in Texas down here where our deer aren't just crazy unless you're in the right area.
You get a 200 and you're like, woohoo.
Yeah. So this one, let's see how big it is.
I say we have racks on the wall right here in our studio that most people watching from real states, they're going to be like, oh, why are you hanging that up, brother?
You silly goose.
I wouldn't even have showed that to my buddy. I'm probably being a little bit too assholish now.
No, I mean, it's serious. Like we've definitely, and I mean, we can grow deer. I know I've seen several of them in this Parker County area that have been 180s, 190s and shit like that, but they're very, very rare. And they're just monsters.
I don't even know if I've seen one over 200, but I have seen some that I would put at the 200 mark.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I give us 200 in this area. Like that's where you get a 200, you're like stoked.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some that I would be like, okay, that I could, if somebody told me that was 202, 25, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. I think our record for this area, and I mean, you go up north of us and that's a different story, but our record for this area is like 193.
Really?
Yep. But you talk Bridgeport this last year, they shot one that was over 250, non-typical.
Well, towards Jacksboro and Graham,
yeah,
they get bigger.
Yeah. No, you start getting out of this area and they definitely grow. So
that's one place I wouldn't mind if you wanted to buy land out in between Graham and Olney, where the dairy is. Like probably more closer this way than where the dairy is, but in that area, I wouldn't mind getting a piece of land out there even.
Yeah, no, I've almost killed the biggest deer of my life in Graham with my truck. Driving down the road late one night and skinny ass road, trees on both sides, and he came out, and I don't think I missed him by a few feet, but I mean he was huge.
You were trying to hit him?
I wanted to turn around. I was like, can we go look at that thing? Like, she's like, it's gone. Get out of here. I'm like, I know.
That's one of those where you're like, nah, insurance can pay for this.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy one. So
a Wise County hog contest?
Yeah, no, that one they do like $30,000 prizes and shit. It's pretty wild.
Can we sign up for that?
We almost did this year. My mom kind of backed out last minute. She's like, "Oh, I want to do this," and I was like, "Okay."
How much is to sign up?
A few $100 for entries and stuff.
Well, let's fucking do it next year.
Yeah. Started February 1st and ends February 28th.
$75,000 for first place. How do they score these?
Different weights and stuff.
Cutters. I saw cutters is that biggest cutter?
Yeah.
11,000 for biggest cutter.
Secret weight, closest to a certain weight. And then I guess biggest hog period, like heaviest.
Bro, if we can just rank in the top 10 and even maybe get one of those,
yeah,
we could throw that bitch straight up into the business account and we could have our hunts paid for a year or two. See, shit like that is what we have to start doing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, obviously that's not a salary for us, but if you get in the top 5,
oh yeah,
our hunts are paid for all year.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see what the Wise County record is.
Oh, that's cool.
There's
that 193.
No, that's Wise County. There was one that this guy
256 inches.
Shot that sucker with a bow.
That's a real man for you. What's his name? Shout out AJ. AJ Downs. Shout out to you, brother.
There we go. Just a monster.
That is a monster. And I have a lot of respect for that man, too.
Bow hunting.
Bro, I tell you right now, I love shooting bows, and I feel like I'm relatively good at it. But if something like that walked out, I don't care how much practice I've put in on my bow. I have never practiced with my heart rate of 190 and fucking shaking like I'm trying to shit out a watermelon. Because I promise you, if that motherfucker right there too, and that's a non-typical too.
Uh-huh.
Oh
yeah,
God,
dude.
I would be panicked.
And the how close he actually, like, I would be okay with that because he's pretty fucking symmetrical on top of it. But dude, he is just a freak.
And that's a big body too. Like that's not even just like some of the big ones you have around here. Like they have the big racks.
Yeah.
And then they have that little
They're
scrawny,
just a little bit scrawny body.
like you think about athletic body is how I picture it in my head. They have a very athletic, lean, finesse type body.
Yeah.
You have stuff like that. That's a beefy, strong man body. Like
Uh-huh.
that motherfucker's putting up weight. You know what I'm saying?
He's got to carry that freaking rack around.
No shit. Neck muscles through the fucking roof.
256.
See, and that's not even in my head around here. That's not even in my dreams because I would have to go somewhere. And I'm not. It is in my dreams, but it's not in my realistic hunts around here that I would think about.
But it's here.
It is. It's
Like,
right.
I mean, it's in our backyard.
That's 30 miles.
Yeah. So
That ain't shit.
I mean, hell, they can move that far.
Yep.
They just need to start figuring out where my house is. I'll feed them real good.
But I say we're gonna have to start figuring out how to bring those bitches in. That is one thing I have figured out that whenever we do buy a piece, I hope like hell we can farmland it.
Yeah.
Because I would not mind going into any kind of stretch of it and putting 5-6 acres worth of wheat, anything like that.
Yep.
Like anything that could
Food
grow.
plots.
We're not going to be able to put in the shit they put in up in
Yeah, turnips.
Pennsylvania and shit
all
like
that
that.
shit, but-
It's not going to grow, but anything that can help those
I bet we
things
could
come
still
in,
do beans and stuff. And they love beans.
probably. I don't think I've ever been around trying to.
No, I haven't either, but
Because if you look at my little place out there, go out there and walk around, they fuck up that wheat.
uh-huh.
But that's actually all of my questions.
Okay.
I was just,
Sounds good, brother.
I thought I wanted to shoot it off.
No, I liked it. I think it's a good addition. I'm in on that anytime you want to.
I'll start pulling up some random ass.
I suck at them,
Questions.
but hey,
It's fun though.
we can, yeah, no, I agree.
You say you suck at them, but I'm going to pull up some and you're going to be
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's going to
I'm
be
sure
one of those
there's gonna be
rabbit
a few
holes
of
you
them.
went down.
Yep.
Well, with that being said, fellas, I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all liked the fact that I asked questions and there was a lot more knowledge involved instead of us just telling stories and bullshitting, let us know in the comments. But other than that, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Later.